You are, of course, wondering why I brought you here tonight.
Actually, sir, after all these years, I just sort of go with it.
Take my arm.
So again, Harry Potter is huge around the world. I mean, you have a lot of people who love the stories and books. Why is that, do you think?
I think it's because everyone can relate to one character in the series of the books. Like when you read the books, you find someone there that you either know or you kind of relate to that person yourself. And the same with the films. Then how they've translated from, they've said pretty accurate, I think. And I guess with that added, you kind of want to be able to be part of the wizarding world, and just imagine if you could go to this magical school where all these things happen. I think that's probably why everyone likes them so much, because it's borderline believable if you use your imagination, obviously. I don't know.
So except your own characters, do you have any favourite in the films?
In the films, I think Dumbledore, certainly, because he's just got quite a dry sense of humour, I think, as well. And I quite like that. I mean, he reminds me of like the ideal teacher, I think, if you were to have a relationship with your teacher, like on a friendship basis. I think that's the type of relationship you'd want, someone who you can go to and chat. So yeah, I'd say Dumbledore.
I think Voldemort, personally.
Really?
Yeah, because he's just horribly evil, isn't he? He's I'm not saying that I like him, but as a character goes, I think he's pretty cool. And he's got that, although he's not really in this movie, there's...
you still sense his presence and his hold on the whole...
Well, there's just, he's in it, flashes every so often, and just those like, ooh, he's horrible, he is, like, kind of thing, he's what a bad person. So it's kind of, and that's what's kind of good about this movie, is it's kind of, you can see it building up to the next movies.
You've seen the movie?
Yeah, we've seen it twice now. We saw it about 3 or 4 weeks ago at a private screening, and then at the premiere in London on Tuesday. And it was still the same for us the second time we saw it. But there's other things as well you notice in the background, what you wouldn't necessarily notice the first time around. And at the UK premiere, it got a standing ovation at the end of the film. It's definitely, certainly in certain reports that I've read, it's been put down as the best Potter film yet.
Yeah, I reviewed it and I loved it. So
yeah.
I liked it.
I think it's because that there's something in there for everybody now, whereas a lot of, I mean, now, no, I don't think anyone can now say, oh, Harry Potter, that's the kids' stuff, because this film isn't really a kids' film. And I always say to people who say that is, if you were, say if you were 11 when the first movie came out, you'd now be 19, 20 years old, so you don't really want to be seeing all that kind of stuff, maybe. And you want to be more interested in like the comedy aspect which is in it, the romantic side, the darkness of it. So it's got something for everybody.
So is it your favourite film in the series?
Yeah. I'd say so, definitely.
So there have been a lot of different directors. David Yates is the latest one.
Mm-hmm.
Which one is your favourite?
I think they've all done so much for us, really. It's hard to have a favourite. I mean, Chris Columbus, we could never have so much praise or thank enough, because
he gave us the parts.
He gave us the first role, and we didn't actually know how big a director he was. I mean, we knew he directed big films, but to see, like, looking at his CV now, Chris Columbus, if I knew that the first time I met him, I'd have been a totally different person. I think we probably wouldn't have even got the part, because I'd have been a lot more reserved. And then Alfonso came on board, and he got us to cut each other up when we were speaking. And then Mike Newell came on board, and he's a lot more louder, and got us to grow our hair and really literally let our hair down and just play with the parts to the extreme. And then when David came on board, he got us to speak, think a lot more about the characters,
get more inside them. Yeah. So I can't say I have a strict favourite, because they are all, they're all awesome.
They've all done so much for us as well. It's hard to,
but it's like you hear stories of directors who are like shout at people and storm off and all this. Like, I'm yet to experience that, so I suppose we're very lucky that we've had such 4 great guys, being our instructors.
So
how is it to act between you? I mean,
yeah, with my brother there. Yeah,
it's horrible.
It's pretty horrible. Yeah. No, we've been with each other all the time since filming, so we don't really know a great difference. If anything, it's weird not to be filming with my brother. That's the norm to me at the moment. After 9 years of doing Potter together, is to film a scene with him. But when we've done other stuff, not the same. it's a bit odd not to do a scene with him there. But you know, it's quite cool because if we're filming and one of us has forgotten his script to read upon the lines for the scene before, you know, it's quite easily to borrow by force his script. Yeah.
By force.
By force.
Yeah, I'm not giving it up easy. No.
Well, you play the funny Weasley twins. They love pranks. Is there any real truth in that?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I wouldn't say to the extreme of, you know, putting an explosive on a toilet.
We're more mentally like wind people up kind of thing. But it wasn't just us, but it was also the sound, like the sound guys on the second unit. They're kind of known for being wind up merchants as well. So there was this work experience girl who'd come over from America to do work experience for a month on the set, and she was like stunning, this girl. And Dan and this guy, I won't say his name, he was one of the runners, and he kind of had a thing for her. So we like kind of encouraged him, as it were. And then we found out then she was like that she really likes football, and we said to him, oh, you play football, why don't you put your football kit on and then, like, you know, show her some moves. And she told me before, she was like, you know, he's a nice guy, but I don't want anything, you know, I just want to be cool, like friends kind of thing. So anyway, this guy gets his football kit, like has his full kit, shorts, socks, shin pads, everything. And then she comes out of the room and he was like, and the sound was like, yeah, you should do some stretching. And so he's there stretching, and then she came out and we're literally absolutely howling with laughter.
And that's evil.
Yeah. But we've also got Rupert as well a few times. Really? Like in our trailers, we've all got the same television system. So I took my remote into his room, and every time he stood up, I turned the volume up, and as he got closer, the volume got louder, and we had him going when we recorded it as well, and we had him going for about half an hour.
But it's how he initially didn't. He just got it got loud for him, and then he went to the door, and the channel changed, didn't he?
The channel would, if he'd cough, the channel would change.
And so he was sitting there, like, watch this. You do it, and then like we did it, and nothing happens. So then he would do it, and then yeah.
I think that's it. May be a DVD extra one. Yeah, put that on. Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, it was very amusing at the time.
So Rupert Grint recently said in an interview that he and Daniel Radcliffe had a bit of a crush on Emma Watson.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I never told us that.
So how is it for you? Anything like
Emma,
that?
Emma's about 5 years younger than me, so that would just be weird, I think. Yeah. And also, it's kind of like, we've known her since she was 9 years old, so she's kind of like, not our sister, but like a friend's sister kind of thing, like something you kind of just want to look out for kind of thing, so no, not for us.
Yeah.
Are there any rumours or anything you can tell me about the coming movie?
I've only seen part 1 of the script, but from what I can see, it's very truthful to the book. So, but unfortunately, we start shooting in a couple of weeks' time, so then that's when we'll know more about it. But from the script, it looks very true to the book.
To do this. Fight back, you coward! Fight back!